It's great to have you with us here at Unity. Today we're taking a journey into imagination and truth in the same amazing experience. And in that journey, there's beautiful music to support us on that awakening. And as we go there, as you touch the quiet, the still, the truth, the beautiful music, I invite you to reach deep within and appreciate the magnificence of the spiritual being that you are.
To see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly,
day by day. Good morning and welcome to Unity Center of Walnut Creek. Please stand and join us in singing Day by Day. 1, 2, 3, 4.
day by day,
Day by day.
day by day,
Day by day.
oh dear Lord, 3 things I pray,
3 things I pray.
to see thee more clearly,
Day by day.
love thee more dearly,
Day by day.
follow thee more nearly,
Day by day.
day by day,
Day by day.
day by day,
Day by day.
oh dear Lord, 3 things I pray,
3 things I pray.
to see thee more clearly,
Day by day.
love thee more dearly,
Day by day.
follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day,
Day by day.
day by day,
Day by day.
oh dear Lord, 3 things I pray,
3 things I pray.
to see thee more clearly,
Day by day.
love thee more dearly,
Day by day.
follow thee more nearly,
Day by day.
day by day,
Day by day, by day, by day, by day. Please remain standing and join us in singing Peace Like a River. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I got peace like a river in my soul, down in my soul. I got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I got peace like a river in my soul, down in my soul. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a fountain. I got love like a fountain in my soul, down in my soul. I got love like a fountain. I've got love like a fountain. I've got love like a fountain in my soul, down in my soul. I got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul, down in my soul. I got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I got joy like
our souls is Starlight. And oh, have they got some good music for you today?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Good morning. Last night, I just want you to know I had an opportunity to see our own beloved singer, Mitch Monroe, in his first lead in a musical theater piece in Martinez. He was wonderful. It was the last night of the production, and you'd be very proud of one of your own.
Yay for Mitch.
I have a favor to ask of you. Please take out those things that ring, ding, beep, and buzz. Put them in an off position or silent or stun, whichever one works, so that we can enjoy an uninterrupted time of prayer and meditation. Would you do that for me? Thank you. Thank you. My name is Sheila Gautreaux. I'm one of your ministers here. And I invite you to join me in welcoming our friends online. Would you turn to the camera? Good morning. Welcome. Thanks for being with us. We always love having you with us. If you are ever in the neighborhood, please stop in and let us meet you in person. I would also like to extend a special welcome to those of you who are new to Unity, and to let you know that we are a positive path for spiritual living. It is a journey to the heart and to that relationship with the one presence and one power, God, which is us. We are an open and receptive ministry throughout the Unity movement. We believe there's only one God, but we also believe, support, and honor that there are many, many paths to that one presence and that one power. We are founded on prayer. Prayer is the cornerstone of the Unity movement. Silent Unity is praying for you night and day, praying with you night and day for over 125 years. And in order to experience that as we go deeper into the time of meditation and prayer, I invite you to join me in a prayerful and reflective way, our opening prayer statement, and making it very personal for each of us and all of us collectively. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Please, let's breathe that in through our hearts. Breathe it in. And for yourself, in my life. Just say that in your mind, in my life, as well as in the universe. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We take it in even more deeply through the breath, through the heart, knowing this truth, allowing it to be the guideposts for our world today. And once more, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And holding this energy, letting it continue to move in and through us and out into our world. And we're so grateful. Please say with me, I am so grateful. Together, I am so grateful. Again, I am so grateful. And once more with deep passion, I am so grateful. And so it is. Please remain seated and join Starlight in our next song.
drawing me home. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place. I can hear you calling me home. I can feel you drawing me home. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place. Home. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place. Home.
Take that deep breath. Breathe in that awareness of this divine love in which we live and move and have our being. And as we journey further into this experience of prayer, open to receive through Marian this blessing of our heart ministers.
Prayer for divine power. Infinite presence, giver of the divine power that flows through us. Teach us to use this gift consciously for healing and restoration in our lives and in our world. Show us the way to support others in moving from powerless to powerful. Guide us to those places where it is most needed, that we may engage it to shine the light of truth upon every situation. Help us to always remember that with this power, by this power, and from this power, all things are possible. Let it continue to flow through us so we may glorify you in all we say and do. Thank you, God. And so it is.
With grateful hearts, tuned to that truth, and allowing that divine presence to call us ever deeper within. Let the music be part of that guide to the very center of our hearts.
Be still. Peace, be still. Peace be still. Peace be still.
Mother, Father, God, as you draw us into your peace, we gently, intentionally let go, releasing all that limits as we open our hearts, journeying deeper within. We know that you are this which draws us to the very center of being. Here, as your love flows through us, we know that it touches everything in our worlds. So those things that have engaged our minds and given us concern, we take this moment to gently place them in your care, releasing and letting go. Those things that keep taking a hold of our minds, the questions within us and about us. We take each of those, place them in your care, and we let go, surrendering all to your divine love, surrendering all to your divine wisdom. There is only love. That is the true reality to which we awaken. And knowing that, how easy it is to let go, to surrender, to open to the beautiful peace from which we can enter your stillness. Open to that which is deeper than thought, deeper than feeling. We enter that place of stillness, that place where we are simply one with the one. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be. Mother, Father, God, infinite presence, We are so grateful to be aware that you are all, that you are here within us, that you flow in and through our heart, and through our hearts awaken us and touch with beauty, with healing and wholeness the world around us. And so we take this beautiful presence you are within us as this power of love, and we radiate it from our hearts. We send it first of all into our own bodies, to every cell and system, open, grateful, receptive, experiencing your wholeness, to mind and the heart for wisdom and understanding. And we radiate this beautiful love. We send it to each one who is dear to us. Enfold and bless and strengthen each being. Lifting, healing, guiding. We breathe this beautiful love and we send it out across the spiritual community, touching each one and everything in their world. We embrace every prayer request brought here, and we know with each you are enfolded in divine love and lifted to that which is the highest. And this love flows forth from this humble place, across the communities in which we live, across our nation, and on to bless the peoples of the world. This radiant love joins with all who pray, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. For in seeking to know you, we are all one. We send this beautiful love to Mother Earth, that it might touch and bless and bring balance to all of her systems, to bring rain where it is dry, calm where there is storm, to bring blessing to her creatures. And this beautiful love flows through our hearts. We radiate it forth and send it about the earth, that it might touch the heart of every single person in the earth. For, beloved presence, you are that love in every heart. And in this love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And it is so, here, now, in that pure, beautiful love within each being. Amen.
I've decided to be happy. I've decided to be glad. I've decided to be grateful for all I ever had.
to let go of all this pain tonight. I've decided to let go of all these demons inside. I know I am blessed. I know all I ever wanted was this. I know I don't need more. I've got what I came for. I've decided to be open to that little voice inside, telling me I'm beautiful. It's okay to be alive. I decided to be kinder to myself when I feel sad. I've decided to be grateful for all I ever had. I know I am blessed. I know all I ever wanted was this. I know I don't need more. I've got what I came for.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Guess what? It's birthday Sunday. If your birthday is in June, please stand so we can celebrate with you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
My name is David, and it is my pleasure to highlight some of our upcoming events. If you are interested in taking the step of joining our Unity community as a member, or if you're just interested in learning more of what Unity is about, join Reverend Sheila on next Sunday afternoon. Now, save the date. Save the date. Which date? Save the date for Jazz on the Lawn. Mardi Gras. On the last Saturday in July. Ticket sales start next Sunday. So put on your dancing shoes and enjoy the music of the St. Gabriel Marching Band. Now find out more about these events and other activities online and in today's bulletin. Until you've heard the gong, please take a short moment to greet the people immediately around you.
standing and join us in singing Two Branches.
You're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. We're two branches on just one tree.
On just one tree,
Look in your heart,
and I see
I'm in you.
you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me.
We're two branches on just one tree.
On just one tree,
Look in your heart, and I see me. I'm in you.
you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me.
We're two branches on just one tree.
On just one tree,
Look in your heart, and I see me. I'm in you.
you're in me. We're two branches on just one tree. Look around, all you see is part of you and part of me. We're two branches on just one tree. We're two branches on just one tree. Say everything can be replaced. We live in a world that's filled with fear. Yet I see in every face a way to rise above what's here. I see my light come shining from the west out to the east. Any day now, anywhere now, I shall be released.
I know we all need some protection, as in this life we stumble and fall. Yet I see in my reflection some place so high above it all.
I see my light come shining from the west out to the east. Any day now, anywhere now, I shall be released. Tickling Tyler on the piano.
Some are standing in this lonely crowd, looking for someone to blame.
gorgeous. And speaking of gorgeous, some of you got the opportunity to experience the marvelous creation from our Amakua group yesterday. Oh, well, how wonderful. Thank you to all of you who made that happen. There are times when I really appreciate the fun part of spiritual growth. Now, don't you? I mean, isn't that... there's the other part. We're not talking about that now. We're talking about the fun part. Okay? So there is this marvelous conspiracy of the universe to awaken us, to lift us, to bring us into this connection with who we really are. And part of that gets shared with us in ways so that we won't recognize what it's doing. Okay, that's because if we were really aware, we might reject it. Okay. But it pulls to us, it touches us, and I had an opportunity to touch back in on one of those marvelous things, and it may be because a couple weeks ago I was in Disneyland. But I got to touch back into one of those beautiful fairy tales and a marvelous princess that becomes a part of our awakening, becomes a part of our experience of becoming aware of who we really are. And so the Princess Snow White, along with my princess, in this beautiful tale, which so many of us have shared with children and grandchildren through the years. So in the symbol of this wonderful being is a look at an amazing part of ourselves. Okay, now, for those of you who have journeyed in fairy tales with me, you know that every symbol in the story is a symbol of some aspect of our own being, because these are really stories about our growth. And Snow White, well, you probably remember where it begins with the birth of the beautiful princess. And the king and the queen are thrilled, and everyone is so excited over this beautiful little baby girl. And then the story goes right away to, and then the mother dies. So the queen is dead. Okay, and then father remarries, the king remarries, there's a new queen, the stepmother. And the stepmother is very vain, very beautiful, but vain enough that she's got that mirror that you look at and, you know, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of us all? And of course, it's her. I won't suggest that you necessarily say it that way when you look in the mirror. But there's a little bit of us there, you got to admit. Okay, so, and then what happens? And if you'll notice, Dad kind of disappears from the story at that point. And the reason is he's off obviously doing some kingly thing. But the one who's engaged with little Princess Snow White is the stepmother. And when little Snow White gets to be 7 years old, the mirror gives a different response and says that Snow White is the most beautiful of all. And of course, the queen immediately becomes very angry, calls the huntsman to her, says to take the little princess into the woods and kill her. You really told that to your kids? Took them to see a movie about that? Were willing to listen to that stuff yourself? Woohoo! Now, it really is strange that we do that. But there's a reason. This is our story. Okay, and whether or not it makes any sense to us, there's a part of us that understands it's important to touch that story. Because the king and queen who give birth to the little princes, that is the divine. They are the ones who rule the kingdom. And the understanding of that birth is that is our birth into the earth. That is the birth of the soul. And this princess is the part of our soul that has the capacity to feel and touch, because it's feminine. Remember, the feminine part of the story is the feeling part. The masculine part of the story is the thinking part. Now, we have both within us, so it's everyone's story. But this part of us that is Snow White, what happens? We enter in and we lose our awareness of the queen, of this divine mother, this infant, universal love that cares for us. We lose that. We lose that connection with this that Jesus called Father, that has this beautiful wisdom and guidance and strength and power. And we end up serving something that says, you've got to be this way because you've got to get whatever you need from out there. So you've got to make them like you. That's a different queen. That's a different God thought. Not the truth. The stepmother, the false perception. And what happens if you don't please that? Take her into the woods and kill her. Okay, now some of you were raised in traditions that said the penalty for not following the rules or being in line was literally the death of the being, the separation, the destruction. So it's a real God thought. It's not the truth, fortunately. But it is something that we, as the soul journeying in the earth, need to awaken to and beyond. But of course, because it's a true story, true about our journey, okay, you can't kill the princes. It just doesn't work that way. Because that's an immortal being. It is this divine self within each of us that touches and is that connection to the divine through this feeling world. But we can suppress it, put it in the subconscious, okay, which we do. That's what the forest is. And, of course, what happens is the huntsman can't kill the princes and lets the princess go, and the princess runs to the house to finally find sanctuary in the house of the 7 dwarves. Now, this is real subtle. Okay, 7 is when she is old enough that this begins. Over the 7 hills is the house of the 7 dwarves. Subtle reference to the chakra system, okay? So what happens is in this subconscious process, as we are growing in the earth, we begin to deal with the experience of life as we begin to exercise these spiritual connectors, to awake within ourselves. And of course, what do we deal with there? As that happens within us? Well, feelings. Grumpy, happy, dopey, sleepy. Okay? Yeah! That's what's going on. Now, these are early experiences of our spiritual growth. Okay, so they're dwarfs. They're not full grown. They're, But nonetheless, that's what's happening within the subconscious. As this beautiful being finds her way within our being. And then she grows up. And the problem with growing up is you can't stay subconscious, you can't stay asleep forever, can we? There's a point where we have to engage and grow from our spiritual presence, being unconscious, to where it becomes conscious. That's just spiritually growing up. But unfortunately, when you do that, it's going to show up in that mirror. And it doesn't please that old God thought, that queen that we've got that's ruling our world. Now, let me explain. It is very natural for us in growing in this third dimension to have this perceptive mechanism of the brain that looks out and calculates we're separate and the world's out there, and if I need something, I have to get it. And so we grow up in this dimension. It's part of our dynamic to give away our power to that false perception. But we also have the capacity of true perception. And that's what's unfolding within us. And so because of that power, because it threatens the existence of that false God thought, the queen has to destroy Snow White. And you remember the poison apple. She takes the bite of the poison apple and falls down dead, more or less. Okay, so what happens is because this is so beautiful, it can't be buried. In the subconscious, you can only bury so far, okay? So the dwarves take and put her in this beautiful glass coffin there on the hillside, that they can be in appreciation and service to her. Now, the experience of dying that we're talking about here is something that, in fact, we go through. But we go through it in different ways. Let me share with you a journey through that death. Now, this is shared by the father of a little 3-year-old boy. The father's name is Lloyd Glenn. And Lloyd was on a trip into D.C. on the plane. He lands there. The airline people are there looking for him, taking over, have him make a call home, and his little son had been in an accident and is in the hospital, feared dead. Lloyd returns home, the airline takes him back, and he goes into the hospital. Now when he goes in, what he learns is that this little 3-year-old boy was out in the garage when the garage door came down, and came down directly on his heart and the sternum, and it closed completely. And when his mother found him, the heart wasn't beating. She believed him to be dead. And there was a neighbor who came to help. The neighbor was a physician, so he was able to give help to the child. Ambulance came, took him to the hospital, and they were able to restart the heart. And the medical people there said that was a miracle. And so the boy is alive and that his heart is functioning. But the medical people had to share with the family the understanding that the brain would have been deprived of oxygen. So they do not know what, if anything, can occur for this little boy. So father and mother are there with the child when it was actually much later, but still in the afternoon of that day, that the child opened his eyes and his father was there looking at him. And he said, "Daddy, hold me." An amazing thing to hear of life there in that brain. What they found was that his brain was okay. he was able, after a couple days of taking care of him, to return home. And with care, return to the full life of a little 3-year-old. Now, about a month later, he was waking up from a nap. And he said to his mother, he said, "Sit down, Mommy, I have something to tell you." Now, that wasn't his usual 3-year-old communication. So Mommy sat down right away. And he tells his mother what happened when he was trapped under that door. He said that it hurt real bad, and he began to cry. And then he says, the birdies came. Now, he said the birdies made a whooshing sound and flew into the garage. They took care of me. And the mother, realizing that she asked him that they were birdies because they didn't walk, they flew. And that was his world, was understanding them as angelic presence. And he said, they were so beautiful. They were dressed in white, all white. Some of them were green and white, but some were just white, he said. And the mother says, did they say anything? Yes, he answered, they told me the baby would be all right. The baby. And realized that he was outside of the body with these beings looking at the baby that was trapped under the garage door. And then he tells how they went and got his mother. And he says, and you came out and opened the garage door and ran to the baby. You told the baby to stay and not leave. And when he said that, the mother remembered saying to him, please stay if you can. He then tells of a bright light. He says, the light was so bright and so warm, and he loved the bright light so much. Someone was in the bright light and put their arms around him and told him, I love you, but you have to go back. You have to play baseball and tell everyone about the birdies. And then he told his mother, I have a plan, Mommy. You have a plan. Daddy has a plan. Everyone has a plan. We must all live our plan and keep our promises. The birdies help us to do that because they love us so much. Death, rebirth. One awareness of life, a different awareness of life. An awareness of presence and purpose. That birth, that death is something I just find myself going back to this beautiful reporting of Jesus' interaction. And this takes place with Jesus and Nicodemus. I say to you, no one can see the kingdom of God without being born from above. Okay, symbol of spiritual birth, spiritual awakening. Okay, what we had originally was a physical awakening. We got in the physical body. We're talking about a different kind, born from above. I say to you, no one can enter the kingdom of God without being born of water and the Spirit. So water is that cleansing, the capacity to release and wash away the old perceptive mechanism, the old God thought, if you will. What is born of flesh is flesh, and what is born of spirit is spirit. So we're talking, and he goes on and repeats again, being born from above. We're talking about a spiritual birth, an awakening that takes place. And that is what we're seeing in Snow White. The death of the old perceptive mechanism, that which exists within the unconscious, the forest, and the awakening now of the adult spiritual being, the matured spiritual self. It is this movement in power that begins to happen and change what is taking place in the story. There's a wonderful mystic that we enjoy a lot in Unity, Dr. Emily Cady. And she says, to possess the secret of anything gives one power over it. The personal conscious knowledge of the Father in us is the secret that is the key to all power. So this awareness of this divine presence within us is what gives us full access to the spiritual power of our beings. Now, because I always like to check halfway around the world and see how they look at that, from Lao Tzu. You can't know it, but you can be it, at ease with your own life. Just realize where you come from. This is the essence of wisdom. That's the birth, the realization of where you come from. Okay, the realization of the spiritual self. Then we have the wisdom. Then you have the sage. Now, fortunately, we can go back to Snow White and see how we accomplish this awakening. The prince finds the beautiful princess and kisses her. So the answer is, get kissed. Okay? That's the awakening. Some of us may have hoped that would happen. Anyway, so what the kiss is, first of all, we're with the prince now, okay? Now the prince is not the feeling part, the prince is the thinking part. Okay, the prince knows who he is. He was raised in the castle. He didn't get sent out to the woods. Okay, so he knows and you know who you are. You come to Unity. You know you're a child of God. Okay, I'm a beloved child of God. Join me. I'm a beloved child of God. Way to go, Prince. Again, I'm a beloved child of God. Yes, you are. Magnificent, powerful, with all the power and wisdom of God. Again, I'm a beloved child of God. And thinking it isn't enough. It has to be felt. That is the love embracing Snow White. This part of us that feels, this beautiful, sensitive part of our spiritual being. And what happens when that takes place? When we awaken? They leave the forest and go to the castle, where they now address that role of governing that kingdom, of bringing forth new and greater consciousness. In other words, there's a plan. Okay, you got a plan. The little boy told us. We know it's there. That's what happens with the power. Because your spiritual power flows through you to actualize the plan for your being. To bring forth within each of us the consciousness that touches and transforms the world that we're in. Ourselves, those around us, and joins with those who bring this magnificent love and power and vision, that it might touch humankind. That's the plan. And it is fully possible. You are a beloved child of God. Join me. I am a beloved child of God. Feel that. That plan can work in you, can't it? Again. I am a beloved child of God. The amazing power that flows through you to actualize that. Not out there, right here, center to circumference. Creating this world, bringing forth the amazing plan and purpose of your being. And along the way, it's okay to get kissed. Bless you.
I ask everyone to take a connection card from the seat pocket in front of you. We invite each of you to take a moment to fill out that card. With the card, you can each request prayer support for something or someone in your life. In addition, our heart ministers are available after the service for that wonderful experience of personal prayer support. They are the ones with the lavender stoles. Prayer requests can also be sent anytime to our website. Our spiritual focus this week is, I am a beloved child of God. The ushers will receive your card with the offering toward the end of the music. Now it's time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations, there are envelopes on the clipboards in the back of each chair. Or for those of you at home, just click on the donate button on the Watch Live page. Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore, taught that our spiritual connection opens us to God's abundance. Let me try that again. Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore, taught that our spiritual connection opens us to God's abundance, expressing in our lives. He said, be thankful for every blessing that you gain and grateful for every demonstration as if it were an unexpected treasure dropped in your lap. This will keep your heart fresh, for true thanksgiving may be likened to rain falling upon ready ground, refreshing it and increasing its productiveness. I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand. Be aware that God is the source of all your good. Repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road?
Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone. There's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up.
Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the help of mind and body to live a life of grace and holiness?
Sometimes I place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place
where God
I am the
moves
place.
and breathes and has
I am the place where God shows up. I am the place.
where God
You are the
moves and
place.
breathes and has
I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God shows up. Marching in the light of God. We are 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 marching, marching, we are marching. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching. We are marching in the light of
Enfold these beautiful beings in your heart and let's share our blessing together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. Let's take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song.
peace that was meant to be. With God ever present.
the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
Sometimes I ponder and wonder, only to realize I'm not alone. There's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives,